Okay, here's the bottom shelf. Oh, looks like a reasonable 6. Maybe it was just hotter in the middle shelf. This is actually Chun red on the outside, which I knew ran and pooled to red, but I didn't realize it was not going to get red until it got to the very bottom. So it really is more of a green, but it's all right. I like it. And then it's just drizzled and turned with the royal blue over it. So not what I was expecting, but these are all still tests that I'm doing. Also, it is Chun on the inside. I don't know if you can see that, the way it's green and then goes into the red where it's thicker. So I like that one. The reglaze from the last one, my last glaze firing, I had some pinholes up at the top of where the blue is, and so I just did it I heated it up with a propane torch, and then just gave it a quick dip in the blue again, and did a slightly different firing schedule on this one than my last one. I did a ramp and hold because I was afraid that my bisque wasn't hot enough, or I didn't hold my bisque long enough, and so because the last glaze firing I did also had some pinholes, so I thought that might have been the cause of it. So I did a hold on the way up at about cone 04, and I held it there for 30 minutes in the glaze firing to see if I could burn off any of the organics that still might be in there. And it looks like that worked, because I don't see any pinholing except for that cappuccino, which is a slightly absurd glaze to begin with. Anyway, so this is just clear. What I'd done on this originally was I don't know if you can see the texture in there, a little kind of scratching that I'd done when it was leather hard. And then my goal was to cover it with mottled spice, then wipe it off so only the scratches showed, and then dip it in clear. The clear has a tendency to wipe out the color of almost anything underneath it. So, which you'll see, actually, I think I saw that happening in something else that I have in the bottom. So, anyway, but this one came out nice. I like that with the reglaze and the pinholing. The blue is now smooth. This one I held upside down and poured 3 different glazes. I've got the blackberry wine here, I've got agate here, and I've got the mottled spice. So, and then they're overlapping here. So this is the mottled spice. Sorry, this is the mottled spice here. This is the and this is where it overlaps the blackberry. Here's the blackberry where it overlaps the agate, and here's the agate on its own, and here's the agate overlapping the mottled spice. So this was kind of just as much of a test for me to see how things overlap and how they blend together as it was of Oz. You can see that the agate has a tendency to pool at the bottom there, so that's something I need to watch out for. This is just a little thing I threw when I was first learning how to use the wheel, and so it's been sitting around for almost a year, over a year actually. And I just dipped it in black here, and then I drizzled it with the agate there, and left some of it naked because I kind of like this clay body. I don't even remember what it is anymore, but I knew it was going to be a kind of a rough, toasty. That's Simon's word. Remember what I said about the clear taking the color out of things. This is kind of Simon's tiered bowl that I did, not as well obviously, but it was just my first shot at it. The inside is black, and I used the toothbrush. I did a lot of toothbrush flecking. I toothbrush flecked it with the white. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's very, very subtle. The black really pretty much is dominant in there. And then the outside is dipped in the blackberry wine. You can see the overlap here, the big drips there. And then I toothbrush sprayed it with the clear, because I did know from my last glaze firing that the clear tends to change what the color looks like, whatever you put it on. And you can definitely see the fleckles, if that's a word, the flecks, speckles on there. But it really sucked a lot of the color out of it in places where it got too thick. So if I do that technique again, I'm definitely going to have to stay further back when I do my toothbrush flecking, so I get much smaller spots, and it leaves more of the color in there. This is another tiny little thing that I threw last year when I was just trying out the wheel. This is a, let's see, what is this one? This one is royal blue with the agate. Royal blue on the inside. I think I poured it in, poured it out, and dipped the top, and then just kind of drizzled the agate over it. And you can see the agate is very runny. Wherever the agate goes, that's where we get the big drips. So I'm keeping that in mind. I think I mentioned that already. And the last of my candlestick holders. This one is the mottled spice on the bottom, and the agate on the handle. I guess this was my agate shelf. It's got a little crack down there, which came out of the bisque that way. I don't think you can see that, but I decided to glaze it anyway because I thought the glaze might seal it up, and it looks like it's done a good enough job just to hold a candle. It's not like it's going to carry a lot of weight. This is just a little old bowl that collapsed. I turned it into a dog bowl, and then it chipped here. So, but what I did was I took some ash out of the fireplace, and I have no idea what it is. It's a mixture of all different woods that we get when we buy wood, and I put it in here, unwashed, just to see what it would do. And as they say, it tends to be a little puddle of green, which is what happened here. It's unwashed fireplace ash. That's why I wrote that there in the glazed pencil. You can see that there. And then this is a little bit of sandstone that I took from up near Zion National Park. We stayed just outside of Zion National Park in Utah, and there were some sandstone deposits. And I just wanted to see what would happen if I strained them and fired them. I mean, they're very refractory. They don't melt because it's still just sand. So that's that lesson there. And that's it. So that's the whole firing. And I think it came out reasonably well. A couple of disappointments, and I'm really hoping I can get the lids off of those casseroles and the tea bag holder. So, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Bye.